This wasn't said by any outsider looking in. This was said by a man who was on the verge of becoming the Commissioner of Police, Rodwell Murray. Look it up for yourself. Now, when he said that, then Prime Minister Patrick Manning, of course, had to launch another commission of inquiry. You had the Scott Drug Report in the 1980s, but this time the perception was that the corruption was so deep that instead of calling in a local team of investigators, they called in the Scotland Yard from England. And Scotland Yard came in, and in December 1993, they tabled what was called the Scotland Yard Report. And the findings of the Scotland Yard Report were that not only is there one drug trafficking mafia in the police, but there are two drug trafficking mafias in the police. And that they were in conflict with each other, working for different drug lords, different drug dealers. And so that was the 1990s, when our murder rate was barely 100. Now, if we continue on the path that we're going on, our murder rate will be approximately 600. So there were two drug trafficking mafias in the police when we had barely 100 murders a year. How many drug trafficking mafias do we have in the police now? Let me tell you something. You would have seen they launched the National Action Crime Prevention Plan last week or whenever it was. Well, I, your beloved brother, was invited to a forum consultancy meeting with the brilliant Sister Renee Cummings by the Ministry of National Security. I was one of 7 people who were invited by the Ministry of National Security to be a part of this discussion forum think tank, to hear this presentation from Renee Cummings. No, I wasn't invited to the launch of the plan. No, I wasn't invited to that. In the same way that I wasn't invited to the Prime Minister's residence for the Emancipation Dinner. No. I'm an independent black man. But at that consultancy meeting, which was about a week before they launched the crime plan, I went there with things to say in mind. But my colleagues, I won't say who they were, the others who were invited, 2 of them said what I was thinking before I even got a chance to speak. And they said, before me, before I even said a word, that look, you want to solve this crime problem? You want to get to the bottom of it? You want to deal with these issues? You need to clean up the police. And from different parts of the country, stories were coming forward about the neighborhood drug dealer who has police officers on the payroll, about criminals invading people's homes in the community, and the victims go to the police and say, well, look, there are gang members or criminals in my house, they took over my home. And on instructions of city police officers, they do not go and remove them. One particular woman, they felt that she was trying too hard to get them out of her house. They burnt down her house. According to her, she went to the councillor. The member of parliament knew about it. Went to the police. No one did anything about it. Who are you supposed to call when you have a problem now? See, this is why the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that we as black men have to be protectors of our community. This is why he started the FOI, the Fruit of Islam, the Brotherhood, with the first priority to protect the women and the children. We cannot even call ourselves men if we're not trained and prepared to deal with any kind of onslaught that our community is a victim of. We cannot sit back and rely like sitting ducks or moving targets against a criminal industry and empire that has engulfed and engrossed the protective services themselves. This is a common opinion that is held throughout our nation. What are we supposed to do? And so we have to unite ourselves, the people, and this is why I say to the gang members, don't break up the gang members, just get the right idea. Put down the guns, stop killing each other, stop shooting each other, because you are doing the work of the slave master himself. How dare you, black gang member, call yourself a soldier When a soldier is an honorable, disciplined, militarized title that one must wear with respect, dignity, and integrity, how dare you call yourself a soldier, black youth? And the only other soldiers that you kill are those who are wearing your exact same uniform, which is black skin. How dare you use that title, soldier, when you're only killing your own soldiers, and you would not even dare fire a shot, not even by mistake, to your enemies, because you hate yourself so much as a result of the mental genocide and the psychological brainwashing that we all suffered from during enslavement for 400 years. It is so deeply rooted in you now because you hate Africa, and you hate the spirit of its people, and you hate the biology and the physiology that came out of the mother continent of Africa, which is in you and me, which makes us family to one another. But you will sooner kill your own brother than protect your community. Shame on you, beloved. Plain and simple. And now we have a police force in our community that is fueled with the orders and intentions of a people who already hate you. So I conclude looking at a breakdown of complaints about the police. December 9, 2016, head of Police Complaints Authority, David West, referred to the police as the biggest gang in the country. He said, this gang is left untouched and there have been no prosecutions against them. Now, the breakdown of complaints received for the period October 1st, 2014 to September 30th, 2015. These are actions of police officers. 7 cases of fatal shooting, 4 cases of non-fatal shooting, 1 case of causing death by dangerous driving, 7 cases of murder, 90 cases of assault, 4 cases of assault occasioning actual bodily harm, 3 cases of wounding with intent to do grievous bodily harm, 2 cases of assault and battery, 9 cases of common assault, 18 cases of harassment, 7 threats, 3 cases of wounding or killing animals, 1 case of money laundering, 1 case of rape, 1 case of indecent assault, incest, grievous sexual assault, sexual harassment, serious indecency, 14 cases of unlawful and unnecessary use of force, larceny and related offenses, 16, 11 cases of malicious damage, 1 case of trespassing, possession of marijuana, 2 cases of perverting the course of justice, 1 wrongful arrest, 5 cases of shooting with intent unlawfully, 11 cases of misbehavior in public office, 1 case of dangerous driving, and 2 cases of domestic violence. Of course, that is a short list in comparison to the amount of times that these incidents would have occurred. These are the complaints that actually reached the desk of those who were not intimidated by the brutal threats. But think, if Gary Griffith is to be made the Commissioner of Police, so be it. I will cooperate with him in whatever way that can bring about justice in this fight against crime. But as a sociologist and a critical thinker, it is my job, it is my responsibility to share with you these real and ugly truths about the police force in Trinidad and Tobago.